For MBA, so all they care about is whether you can sell something, you can sell your point. It's all. End of the day, it's all what all of this is about.
The next one is data interpretation, like where you'll be given a lot of data and you'll have to make sense of it and answer a few questions. I think it's 12 questions in 30 minutes.
That's
so plenty of time.
No, I thought the time.
Oh, depends. Okay, then it's subjective, I guess. Basically, again, if you prepare a little bit, it shouldn't be very hard for you.
This actually takes time and it really needs skill to actually finish this 12 questions.
You get this, I think with the new guide of GMAT, you get a CD with around 40 of those questions. So if you solve those 40 questions, you get a hang of what are the general patterns they follow.
I suggest all of you get a guide. It's actually easy. Has enough. Actually improves your general English and stuff and like. So actually get one and go through it. Yeah, it's great.
What is the name of that?
Anything, man. It's all the same.
One is the official GMAT guide. Then there's a Princeton
review. There's one.
And there's one Manhattan something.
And there's a lot of them. So
essentially, it's all the same. No?
One if you've done more or less.
So yeah, data raising takes time. So okay. It's not just 12 questions actually. It's 12.
Yeah,
12 paragraphs. Each of them have 3 questions. It's really painful, right? So please be really fast. GMAT is all about being really fast and not making any mistakes.
Plus, it is about being able to sit for that 4.5 hours and have the concentration level throughout the time. Because by the end of the exam, you are actually really tired.
Yeah, you want to come to the room and crash. That means they really suck it out of you. But you cannot make a mistake, especially in all your data reasoning and your quantitative, because that's where, as engineers, you will score. Because with respect to the verbal and the essays, you will have other people who are way better from other colleges. So
also,
they will be better.
Questions, if you keep answering correct questions, the level of toughness increases. One wrong answer and then you again come down. So that's the kind of exam it is.
And with GMAT is also international, so all your relativity is international.
So you should aim at solving questions correctly till you reach a particular difficulty level. There's no scope for making mistakes, especially in the quantitative part.
Yeah, please don't, because as Indians, as engineers, that's your place you have to score. Coming to verbal, it looks very simple at first glance, but it's actually not that simple. Take it from me. Your English might be good and stuff. There are these
different sets of questions. One is reading comprehension. Yeah. So when compared to your CAT questions, that comprehension is pretty small. So you go through it properly, and then the questions they ask you really see whether you've read it properly
and understood it.
Yeah.
Then they won't ask for something which is already mentioned. They'll ask something which you may have to deduce from what is written there.
Or what your opinion about that.
Yeah. And they'll say, what does this mean? They'll give you 5 options. 4 of the 5 will seem exactly same.
Exactly.
Okay, but they're not. So over time, you'll actually realize they're not. In everyday usage of language, you use all 5 as the same. So it actually takes a lot of effort for, not a lot, but like some amount of effort for that particular comprehension. That's where I used to lose all my marks. So please work on that. It's actually very tough.
Yeah, so if you probably practice a few, you'll get the hang of it, where you are going wrong. Second is the sentence correction. So if you look at any book for GMAT, they give you these, they have these set patterns about, I think, what kind of sentence correction questions they give. So they have a standard like 10 types of sentence correction questions. So go through the theory. Don't just think I'll straight jump to the answer to the question.
Go through the theory.
Because grammatically, as in what we might speak may not be grammatically perfect. So, and that is where they test you. You'll read 3-4 sentences and you'll be like, I say this also, I say this also, I say this also. And I think all of you.
Sometimes I think the question itself is correct. Like the same correct sentence, I'm like, it's correct.
So
but it's not.
It is important that you know those small grammatical, technical details.
And those sentences are long. So when you look at the options, sometimes you can't differentiate between the options also because there's just one tiny word changed. So you have to, practice.
Sometimes there's a position of, it's the same set of words but they're positioned differently.
I think this is the portion where you need to work the most because grammatical, technical details, generally most of us are not very strong at that. So, and it's something which if you practice a lot, you can get the hang of it because there are only certain types of questions that they'll ask you. So if you work on it, it's a very high scoring area. If you just let it go, then...
But I suggest go through the theory first before attempting the question because I had started attempting and then nothing would make sense. So when I went back to the theory, then I could correlate all those suggestions they had given with the questions which were being asked. So
actually, definitely go to the theory. Someone asked me to go through it. I didn't. I had to come back to it. So please start off with it. You'll save a lot of time.
How much time does it take for the whole preparation? Like by the tomorrow, when will I finish?
Okay, I didn't have much time, so I kind of had like a week or so.
I think prepare for both.
Yeah, so don't.
I suggest like take at least 20 to 25 days.
Yeah.
Full.
No,
No,
I mean,
not
we
full
had done
days,
it.
like-
I had done it during my exam preparation. So,
same.
for probably 25, 30 days.
With 2-3
Evening,
hours.
2-3 hours.
Yeah, so take that. Maybe I got it.
And you have GMAT mock tests also?
So once you register for your GMAT exam, you pay that amount. You get 2 free online tests. So make sure you do that sitting for the entire 4 hours. So when you get hang of the time.
Yeah, like properly simulate the situation.
Yeah.
Don't skip the essay, don't skip some portion. Sit for 4.5 hours and do it as you would do it in a GMAT exam.
The reason why you don't skip the essay is because it'll actually mentally pain you, and the number of mistakes you start making will increase as you're getting more and more pain. So actually sit, write that essay, do everything. Ditto.
They have an option that you can continue the test later. So what I had done was half an hour today, 1 hour tomorrow. That really doesn't help. Also, you get free tests which you can download from some of these sites. One is I think Princeton Review, Manhattan. So one test you get free, after which you have to pay. So after you're done with your basic solving whatever questions you can from the guide, try and do these online tests.
Just
few days
Google
before
man,
the exam.
free GMAT test will get
Yeah.
it.
There's a very good website also, gmat.com. So you can just
GMAT what?
GMAT Club.
So and preferably take this test towards like the end of the preparation, because at the starting they'll really demoralize you because you would have done not much of verbal and you really get paid. So like do some good amount of preparation and then you take this test. You don't want to be demoralized.
And don't take the marks you get from the test very seriously, because I had never got above 660 or 650 in those tests, but the final score was much higher. So don't take it very seriously.
The third type of question in verbal is critical reasoning, which will again be like logically thinking through whatever they're given. They'll give you an argument, say this is done and the guy deduced something from this. And then you will be asked to, there'll be 4 options or 5 options. And you will be asked to tell what is the guy assuming while making the deduction. So again you'll have to logically think through what is given in the question and choose the option. Again it's not very hard because it's just logical thinking. So if you're clear about what the question is trying to say, you should be able to figure it out. Just a little bit of practice, because this is a new type of question, we haven't dealt with it before. So a little bit of practice would help, but don't worry about it too much. I'd say spend more time on the sentence correction.
And you also realize that while you are thinking of an answer, you yourself are making assumptions. So once you've gone through a few questions, you start getting rid of the assumptions you've been making and try thinking from,
At any point of time you're making an assumption from general knowledge, that means your answer is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to literally stick to the text.
Yeah, whatever is given is the only thing that you know.
So don't
Nothing
let
else is
your
known.
other thoughts kind of.
We can't skip any questions, right?
No.
No, you have to answer everything.
And we have negative marks.
And one Fundae of GMAT is they have actually got a very funny scoring system on the back. The questions that are shot at you are based on the questions you get right. Right, so if
Basically it's computer adapted. So if you get a lot of correct questions, the next question will be harder because the computer is thinking you already know this stuff, maybe let's test you on something which is harder.
which provides you the opportunity to score more.
Yeah,
Getting a harder one right is not equal to getting an easy one right.
exactly.
Right, so your objective in life should be to get everything right, because if you get an easy one wrong by mistake, then you only start getting short easy ones, and then your opportunity to score high goes.
And our guesses also should be right because we can't skip any.
Yeah, but then look, at least in quantitative, your questions are so easy that there shouldn't
You
be
won't,
any.
yeah, you won't really have to guess at anything.
No, don't guess.
No, and for quantitative, you have to be very, think a lot before answering. You'll have enough time for these 2 sections, quantitative and no.
I'm not sure, but skipping is better than
No, you
guessing.
can't.
You can't skip, you have to guess.
No, not answering.
No,
Okay,
then you have to.
long time back.
Yeah, you have to choose some answer, you have to guess. For quant, it's 37 questions in 75 minutes, so time isn't really an issue. However, if you are stuck on a question for say, let's say 5 minutes, then it is advisable that you just guess something and move on, because if you are not able to finish those 37 questions in the allotted time, then they really penalize you. So ensure that you attempt all 37 questions. And getting 4 or 5 wrong consecutively is bad. So it's not like you answer all first 32 questions correctly and get all the 5 in the end wrong. That will really put your score down.
And
However, if
I
you get
think
like 5 middle, like 5th question wrong, 15th question wrong, that is better than getting 5 consecutive.
I think
That
they
is not
use this
in your
Fundae because
hand.
obviously you're not going to try to get something wrong. So just try to get a thing right.
And
That's all you can do.
generally they say that if you get the first 10, 12 questions right, then your test reaches a particular difficulty level which helps you get a score. So
the point I was trying to tell you from all of this is if you are being shot good, tough questions, don't psych out during the exam is a good thing.
Yeah, and if you think the questions are easy and maybe they are tough, don't panic in between the exam.
Maybe you're some shoot person, so you don't know, right? So
don't try to judge the toughness of the question. Just solve the question.
Don't think too much.
Just giving you gen Fundae, so you're not very useful.
Some other things are decide on the. They send your GMAT score to 5 colleges.
5 colleges.
So don't go in bulk there. Like don't know which college, which state this college is in.
Well, there's 5 free stuff you can send. Other
Other you pay a lot. So think of the colleges you want to send. One, if you're applied for ISB, should be ISB, and the other 4 you could select accordingly.
That is when you register for GMAT?
No,
That
when
is
you
the
write
first
the
thing.
Before starting.
Before starting, you like submit.
Also, in the end, you get a window which says that do you want this score to be taken into account. There is some 30 seconds window, and if you don't press OK, your GMAT
Yeah, they won't evaluate.
But I'm sure you guys will get through all that.
Also,
Yeah,
being very sure about your ID card.
Can you leave those files
Passports.
blank and then decide later?
No,
No, you can't do that.
Like say you're,
You can do that, but
But
you
you
have
have
to
to
pay.
pay for it. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
As in 5 colleges,
Why
you
you
get
get
for
free
free.
at that time?
At that
if you
time.
use it?
And it's a code, it's not really like.
No, you can
No, that's in
search.
GRE. That's in GRE. So GMAT is
And make sure that these are very small things, but yes, whatever your name is in the passport, like Gyan had a problem. His name in the exam was Gyan space Bandhan space Gupta, and in his passport there wasn't any space, so they didn't let him write the exam. So and you then lose all the money and then pay again. So be very careful what name is written.
But it's blissful, okay, it's okay. So, getting back, is that all?
It'll take about 20 days to send. They'll take about 20 days to send your result, and ISB requires, I think, by 7th August or somewhere there. So don't if you are.
No, but ISB is not that particular, right? That even if you
Or
don't
you
get the
they allow.
official thing,
Oh, fine. Then it's
as
fine.
long as you have the unofficial thing.
For people who are not applying for ISB and other options, the essay is very important. Okay, because foreign universities really care about that. Right? GMAT score is 1, and they generally won't score as high as you guys. So essay is given a lot more importance. So please work on that. I've seen many people not working on that as well. It's important.
I'm writing GMAT for ISP, so how can you suggest other 4 colleges or something? Can you just say what should I think or where should I search
Actually,
for those 4 things?
yeah, okay, there are not many colleges open right now, like
All
immediately.
need work experience.
You all need work experience, but you can use GMAT score for the next 5 years officially, but unofficially they accept only 3 years. So after that they believe you're old, so you need to write again. So for next 3 years, which is exactly 2 years of work experience for you, which is perfect. So which means from the long run perspective, it's important you score your essays, right? And right now, I think there's Harvard Business School which gives a 2+2 program. That's one of the best.
Other good colleges are important.
I think there's London Business School program. It's not a it's not MBA, it's called Masters in Management. It gives you an admission right away. It's a 1-year program. What else? I don't think there are many colleges. I think Stanford has a program. I didn't look it up.
Stanford has a deadline in August.
Yeah, Stanford has a deadline.
Submit the GMAT score. Stan's deadline is in August.
About the essay, what kind of topics might they ask?
Anything.
Involving GMAT.
Yeah, the essay that you're talking about. If suppose we don't, if we want to try for some other school rather than SB, you said we have to work.
They give you an argument.
It's not an essay, by the way. Sorry, it's a wrong terminology that I've been using. It's more of an argument. So there's something you have to read and give your opinions on it.
Basically, what you think their assumptions are, what you think could have been a better explanation is not.
You just have to critically analyze
Yeah.
whatever is given to you.
You are allowed to read
assumptions, what assumptions they are making, what data they should use to back it up, what is missing, what you would like to add, that sort of stuff.
It's always better to go rate it. It's easier to rate something than to say something is good. So generally, in all the good, if you look at all the good examples of essays, it'll always be a negative. And it's very easy to say something is negative, right? You can just
Read 2
Always do
cases online,
And
it will be clear, don't worry about
And in the guide also, what they do is they give you 4-5 essays and for the same topic, which are graded differently. Like one is given 3, one is given 4, so you get an idea about what you could do wrong and what.
Again, if you notice, the language will not change much. It's like pretty much the same. So don't worry about
Basically,
language.
the arguments will change.
It's just logic.
For quant, like in verbal, you have 3 types of questions. For quant, you have 2 types of questions. One will be normal maths questions, like you would see in a CAT paper or a general quant paper. The other type is data sufficiency, which again is not something you would have encountered before. So it will be best if you get used to that question. question will be something like, they'll give you a question like whether A is greater than B or something like that, and then they'll give you two statements, and then you'll have to tell whether A is sufficient to answer the question, whether B is sufficient to answer the question, whether you need both of them to answer the question, stuff like that. So again, you don't have to assume anything, just consider whatever is given in that particular statement and answer on the basis of that.
Math is n bimbo math, okay?
Yeah,
Don't
it's
worry
very
about
simple.
it. At any other day you'll get it right, except you'll have a lot of pressure there, so you probably
Yeah.
get it wrong, but don't get it wrong. Okay, so, yeah, it's actually dumb math.
Yeah, very
What are the chances for an undergrad to get into a B school?
Apart from those courses, it's not allowed. You're not allowed.
You
You
need
need to
work
have work
experience.
experience. Other than that, I don't think it should be an issue.
If anything that doesn't require a work experience, then it's good.
What exactly is a really good GMAT score?
7.
I think if you cross 7, it should be good enough.
720.
720 above. Anything 720 above.
It's safe. If you're like a 7 pointer, get like guilt.
Yeah, basically you can use your GMAT to offset your
CD.
yeah. So if you are say 7 or something, then if you score very high, then you can say that I was doing something else in my
You
college.
can say I'm
but
so
I'm still
smart,
very
but
good.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was doing other stuff. So, depends on your CG. And actually depends only on your CG, right? You don't need a GMAT score has only a cutoff. Actually, even Harvard has a cutoff only 700 officially. So it only matters how to offset your CG. Yeah, it's about anything GMAT.
Anything GMAT specific.
Preparation for GMAT in a nutshell is attending mock test from wherever I can
And
get,
then,
and official GMAT guide, right? What anything else?
That's it.
just you have to like really start identifying patterns, right? I still don't understand why those sentences were wrong till now, but all I did was I understood the pattern, mugged up, not really mugged up, but I understood that's what they wanted.
Theory.
I just answered it there. I still speak the same English before, but just please identify the
I
patterns.
don't think you need to know so much vocabulary. You need to
Yeah, no
Vocabulary,
vocabulary.
don't worry about vocabulary at all.
No,
It's
it's
not
not
GRE
like
where they
GRE,
test your
like-
vocabulary.
They want to siphon the words, right? But just
They just-
some random grammar they check. Okay. Obviously that base is right, but anything else?
By when should we have GMAT score in our hands for IIT?
I think August, right? August. First week is the latest.
So when should they put it?
See, you get an unofficial thing
Immediately. Yeah.
So ISB, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
accepts it. And after your submission of the second stage application, you can still send them the official thing. So that comes within like 10-15 days.
And ISB cares only about the thing initially, the score, not the essay. The form doesn't have an essay score at all. It's
So-
sad, but so it's okay. So you can write like 2 days before and give the essay score later.
But I still suggest that if you are prepared, try to do it by 15 July.
Yeah, so you have what? You have 1.5 months, like May, half, and June is
Should be more than enough.
more than enough.
And please book your slot.
Yeah,
That's
don't
yeah.
keep it last.
So everyone like you will be writing right now, right?
That's only once you book it, you start studying.
Yeah,
Then you
that's
start
right.
studying. Then you haven't paid for it, you don't really study.
So ISB.
Second stage consists of what?
Three
your
essays.
GMAT score, 3 essays,
Two
and 2
references.
references.
I think this second stage is actually the most important because
Your essays form the basis of
For
your third
interview.
stage interview completely. Like
They won't go out of your essay
At all.
Basically, they just try to ensure that whatever you've written in your essay is actually true.
and those guys are infinitely stud over there. That's what I realized because those guys know in and out. Like any topic they knew, right? So I know someone who actually farted on his essay on mechanical engineering somewhere and he got caught. Right? So don't fart in your essays. Right? Whatever you put there has to be factually right. No, not yeah, not yeah.
and
And
try
yeah,
and be try and write what you actually believe in, because they ask you about your in our time they asked us what our career aspiration after ISB is. So if you are not convinced about what you want to do and then you write it in your essay, you tend to you
won't
have to
be able
do
to
so
justify
much
it.
preparation to actually be able to justify
Yeah.
it. So don't like get essays from your seniors and then try and build your essays around that. Actually think, introspect, and then write what you want to.
What
That
I-
is finally what is going to help you in the.
essays are extremely important. Please write it on your own and write them properly after a lot of introspection.
What ISB is actually trying to do is to ape the West with respect to forming a class. What they actually do is trying to form a class. They don't like too many engineering inflows. Right? So what they do is to try to like actually put fight to get some DS students from Delhi University and a lot of IITs, NITs, and like different kinds of branches. It's what they're trying to do. So actually selectively choose people. Now what your objective should be in life is to have your USP, so your unique selling point. You need to tell them as to why you're unique in that class. Right? And you tell them as to why they should choose you as to, and why you can then contribute to the class of everyone else. They not only care about what they can teach you, they also care about what you guys can teach each other.
There were 3 essays. One was career aspiration after ISP. Second was
what you plan to do between now and ISP. Immediately after. That is one.
Second one was some incident which affected you in your life, whatever, majorly affected you. And third thing was like a pitch, like how you put in your placements about why ISP should take you and why you make a good candidate.
That's where you need to put a USP. So you don't say you're smart, don't say you have 9 point CG, don't say you're from IIT, because pretty much a lot of you will have that, right? So please pitch very effectively as to why you're unique.
Probably why you
it could be a very niche thing, right? I talked about something niche which really doesn't matter, right? So you guys could say, listen, I don't want to do engineering, I want to go ahead, I want to do photography, I want to take it up as an industry, right? Maybe you guys are good at photography. That is enough for them. And I know some photographers who got into ISP because they're trying to.
But they'll really test you on that. You can't fake your way through saying I want to take up photography and then not know about photography.
I said you need to be good at it now. You can't say I'm going to take class in the next 1 year and do it. Like, you need to have done enough in that field right now.
And they pick up any small thing you've written in your essay and they just be like, give me the definition of this.
I've written about options and futures and my whole interview was based on options and futures. Financial instruments, if anyone know about this.
Yeah, so I did my passion for automotive engineering and how I wanted to work in the field and get back to the field. So you also need to talk about your whole 3 essays and everything else needs to be like a flow. You can't have random spikes going off in different directions. Because you're going to read the 3 essays right now, and obviously the one, you had an essay before this, right?
No, this
year it wasn't there, okay. So yeah, so the 3 essays and obviously the interview, they'll ask you, tell me about yourself. So that, everything needs to be in a flow, right? So don't put random spike, don't say I like photography, then I want to do automotive, I also like science. So
suggestion is just be yourself.
And put in time for this, it will also help you for your IIM Bangalore. Because here you have like 2 months, 3 months, there you will have about 2 weeks. So the material that you can come up with now is much better than for say 2 weeks. So it will really help you that time.
Actually, this material will help you everywhere.
Yeah, because that pitch which you write would actually help you when you say, tell me about yourself. Since you do so much of introspection during this entire time when you're writing the essays, even when you're preparing for the interviews, all this actually really helps when you're sitting for interviews during December.
So that, tell me about myself and placements will be different for every company. But yeah, so actually this essays will help you in every college application from now. Pretty much every MBA college has this cliche question, tell me about yourself, what do you want to do in life. So you can use this as base reference for anything, and this is the only time you have enough time to write it, because other applications become later. You guys won't have enough time.
Essays are the most important part of the application according to me. So please like don't leave them for the end or anything like that. Put in time and do them during these 3 months.
Get them reviewed.
Yeah.
Second year.
Anything else? References here are only 2, and here you have actually subjective references. So it is necessary that the guy know you properly and personally.
Take the time out to write something.
So they email the link to those guys and they have to type in a reference for you.
In this, they actually let you see the sample reference, but the form that they will be sending it to your reference. So see those questions, and then on the basis of that, you can decide who you think would be the best guy to answer.
It's best to get one intern to show your corporate aspects of things.
Yeah.
It's always good for an MBA. Don't take only prof. Another option is either prof. So actually, surprisingly, school is a very good option, because when these guys know what you've done in college, but your school aspect is not really. So they like to show like overall growth. School's not a bad option, friends. But preferably now.
For the third stage, apart from the interview, you also have a case study which is written. So my topic was if you have to start a video gaming parlor, how would you locate it in your city? So they give you something like that and then see how.
It's basically a very open-ended question, and then they just see how.
That's actually infinitely fun. That question was
fun.
For
me, the question was something like, this company has come up with a very new, innovative wheelchair, but it's 4 times costly than a normal wheelchair. So whether they should go ahead with the release of the wheelchair or not.
For me, the question was, are your knees wants to start a lemonade stand to make money for her mom per day, to buy something for her mom per day, right? So how do you do the whole costing? So I went right from costing the paper cup to saying we'll use paper cup as against plastic cup because it's environmentally friendly. We'll add you can use anything and say why it makes sense to use that. Obviously, paper cup is more expensive, but you can say, okay, I'm going to use the environment friendly aspect and use the cute niche aspect to market it. You have to talk about positioning of this. What time will you do it? Obviously it's summer, or like what time during the day? Where will you do it? How will you cost a lemon? You can forget the fact it's a niche and it's a lemon. You can put anything into it.
It's a very
it becomes a supply chain
question.
thing, right?
It's a very open-ended.
For any case study, do you get time to think and answer, or you have to?
You get 1 hour both. And don't get intimidated by the people around them because they all come from art colleges and they keep on writing. And
So they give you the topic and then you're on your own for an hour, or even
Or no for no, it's
No,
not
you
your
have
own.
to sit at a table.
and you write. So don't get.
You can do anything you want. You could actually make just one page, like spreadsheet, and say tick, no, cost, final cost, price. Okay.
Anything is
You
okay
can
as long
present
as
it
you're
any way you
able to
want.
convey a point across.
Thanks.
It's
And
better to write less.
also interview is very short.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
don't-
15 to 20.
I thought I
15
covered it.
minutes.
So it was 15 minutes for me.
Okay.
Like, they made me go all the way to Hyderabad also. So
There were interviews which were only for 10 minutes too. So don't.
yeah, don't get
Again,
afraid.
length of the interview is immaterial.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that.
And it'll be completely from your.
Essay.
And they will catch you minute you fart about something, and if you don't know about it, it's okay to write less, but write everything you know.
Any specific questions?